Eyeless Jack is a very short creepypasta. Like Jeff the Killer, you've probably seen this image before. Well, this image was created by two people, nickteezy408 and piratecashoo, also known as Catch It. It was later posted on 4chan by Nick anonymously under the Nightmare Fuel forum. I cannot find the post myself, so I am going to assume it is deleted or simply just lost media. But on an unrelated note, I found this morph suit on eBay. Azel5000 would later write and post this as a creepypasta 2 years afterwards on February 25th, 2012, while the post on 4chan was posted on June 7th, 2010. Later on, Azel would later request a termination of the creepypasta because he thought since the Jeff the Killer creepypasta was taken down due to its awful quality, he would take it down before it was even judged for what happens to it. I mean, at least he got to them first. Now that we have the backstory of the creation of Eyeless Jack, let's get into the actual creepypasta itself. To start off, we have the character Mitch, and he's a protagonist. The first paragraph tells us that he wasn't a believer of the supernatural until his occurrence with Eyeless Jack, yet he still disses the concept. He moved in with his brother Edwin. After the first week, Mitch hears a noise from the outside and simply thought it was a raccoon. And he tells Edwin the very next day. Okay, a little bit of a late explanation there, Mitch. At night though, Mitch hears a loud thump. When morning arose, Edwin saw Mitch had a gash on his cheek, so he was rushed to the hospital. As it turns out, Mitch is missing a kidney, revealing stitches where the kidney would normally be. And I did my research for this thanks to Google, and how is this motherfucker not in pain? And the doctor even says, "Oh, you must have been sleepwalking." How was this the cause of me losing a kidney?
God, I hate it when my kidney goes missing when I suddenly start sleepwalking.
Is he talking about the gash on the cheek? Wait, that's a good question. What's with the gash? It has never been explained throughout this story. I guess my theory is that this is how Eyeless Jack tracks his victims, so that he sees them and goes, "Oh yeah, that's my victim. I'm getting organs from them." The next night, Mitch encounters Eyeless Jack face to face and immediately snaps a photo of him to, I don't know, cancel him or something. I mean, I don't know why you would snap a photo when he's literally staring at you like this. Mitch also says that Jack is crying black goo, even though there is nothing of that sort in this photo. Jack tries to take Mitch's lungs, but ends up getting kicked in the face. So I'm gonna do a little game show, a little questionnaire, if you will. What happens next after Jack got his shit rocked? A. Jack gets back up and kills Mitch. B. Mitch gets his little brother to get him out of the house before it's too late. Or C. Edwin says his first line of the whole story. I'll give you a nice 10 seconds to answer this question. If you said an answer that wasn't even there in the first place, D. Mitch grabs his wallet and leaves Edwin to die, you'd be correct. Classic Mitch being an absolute moron. Mitch, like the klutz he is, trips on a rock while running and ends up in the hospital again. Then the doctor gives the good news and the bad news. What's the good news? Mitch only has minor injuries. Okay, well that's good news. What's the bad news? Edwin's dead. That's one way to be blunt about it. Mitch's parents took him back to Edwin's house, only for Edwin's body to be still somehow there for some reason. The cops just let him vibe there and do nothing else. Flies are probably buzzing around him and shit. Probably striking the Yamcha pose and everything. And the story ends with Mitch finding his half-eaten kidney with black goo. Oh, and he goes back to the car without mentioning Edwin's dead corpse for some reason still being there. It was like it never happened. Which I guess is weird, but at this point, it's the creepypasta. Although I do think this creepypasta is a bit goofy at times, I actually do find the Eyeless Jack character to be very interesting. And this is due to how mysterious Jack is. We don't really get much explanation, and I like that for an antagonist in a horror genre. It keeps you thinking about questions, specifically on how Jack acts. It makes us question the black goo being described in the story. We don't know what it is, but one thing is certain. Eyeless Jack isn't human. We don't know where this creature came from, nor do we know of its species. All we know is, of course, the black goo, and it harvests people's organs. But where does Eyeless Jack get its inspiration from, specifically within its writing? One could say Jeff the Killer because of its following similarities. 1. They both wear a hoodie. 2. They stalk people in their sleep. And 3. The takedown that I mentioned at the beginning of this video because of Jeff. And you'd probably be right, but the creepypasta article also states that it might also be based off of a Mexican myth. That myth being El Cocoy. I'm not really sure if I pronounced that correctly, but if I didn't, then I am very sorry. But you see, that creature kidnaps children. What does this have to do with Eyeless Jack? These two are completely different. If anything, I see this as an inspiration of Hypno's Lullaby, if all of you are familiar with that. Or, hear me out on this, Dark Harvest, which is an episode of Invader Zim, which came out April 20th, 2001. This is an episode where it was actually pretty dark. Invader Sim was straight up taking people's organs. And, yeah, this was a kid show. But that's just what I think. Well, what about the Eyeless Jack image? Was there anything behind that? Well, I think this is a great time to segue into a short, I guess you can say, interview with one of the creators who made the Eyeless Jack image. That being piratecashoo. Where's the intro? What do you mean we don't have the budget for it? Alright, let's just do the interview. Hello, I'm OP Silver. I'm making a video based on Eyeless Jack and just wanted to ask a few questions. Is this okay? Sure, what's up? From what I've gathered, you and a friend made this image. Was this meant to be an art piece for the sake of art, or was this originally meant to be something else? Not even art, just a silly Photoshop job. He took the photo from the perspective of his bed in his room and told me to make it look scary, so I drew the figure standing over the viewer. At the time, we did a few things like that, where he would ask me to Photoshop a picture he took. The themes of them were completely unrelated. It was just a fun thing we did in high school. Sounds fun. What do you think of the creepypasta itself made by Azel5000? Never read it. Not really interested in reading it. I don't know why. Just not into creepypastas. What about the fan works that people make? Animations, art, etc. I haven't come across too many, mostly because I don't go looking, but I do think it is interesting on how some people interpret the face/the mask. I don't think I had any particular intention myself when I did the artwork. Just wanted to make something spooky. When your friend anonymously posted this image on 4chan, did you expect the image to be popular to the point there would be a story about it? Oh, absolutely not. I was quite surprised. I was not aware that he posted at all, and I only found out about Eyeless Jack in 2018-ish when someone told me to draw him. I didn't end up drawing him. And I went to look up the character, I was like, wait, that's my picture, lol. So I do think it's very cool that a dumb, fun little thing I did with my high school friend turned into something like that. Okay, that's all the questions I have. Thank you for answering them. No problem. What are you waiting for? Cue the outro. What do you mean we don't have the budget for that too? Well, that was very interesting. Eyeless Jack, while just being an outright meh creepypasta, it was an experience to say the least. You know, despite the goofiness of Jack casually stealing someone's liver and Mitch not even feeling pain afterwards, kind of reminds me of that one thing from TikTok.
There's no way you can break an egg with one hand. Oh? Oh, hello. Did you want to have a go? Yeah, I reckon you can do it. There you go. Just squeeze it really hard. I bet you can't break it.
Yeah, that thing. And you know what? This is how in my mind how Jeff acts. You cannot stop me. This is my headcanon. But the horror tone with the character of Eyeless Jack is pretty great for the horror setting. I really like the concept of horror villains just be more mysterious by being straight up silent. It gets rather straight to the point, and there's nothing wrong with a short story. Mitch as a protagonist, though, yeah, he's just the straight up dumbass. I'm pretty sure Mitch's actions are the reason why this creepypasta is being dragged down. I have no opinion on Edwin, though. He didn't really have any sort of dialogue throughout the story, though rest in peace, your dumbass brother basically killed you. Be sure to like, comment, subscribe, and I'm OP Silver, signing off.